This video is about box and whisker plots. So box and whisker plots are real easy to recognize because they have a big box that's in the center, and then they have these lines that extend out to points that are on the left and the right side. Box and whisker plots are important because they show the 5-number summary. So we call it the 5-number summary because it's 5 different important statistical values that you've already talked about. So you've got your minimum value, which in this case would be A. Your maximum value, which in this case would be E. The median, which in this case would be C. First quartile, which is going to be the end of the box on the left side, B. And third quartile, the end of the box on the right side, which is D. Each section is going to represent 25% of the data. So that means that if we look at how the box is drawn, we can see that it's kind of divided into 4 sections, and they're not necessarily equal, but they do each represent 25% of the data. So from A to B represents 25% of the data. B to C would represent half of the data. C to D, 75% is taken care of there, and then D to E is 100%. So number 1 says the box and whisker plot shows the earnings in dollars of a daily wage earner. Find the interquartile range. All right, if you remember, the interquartile range, or what we abbreviate as IQR, is equal to Q3 minus Q1. So your Q3 is the top of the box, and your Q1 is the bottom of the box. So your interquartile range is basically how long the box is. So what you're going to do is find Q3, which is the top of the box on the right, which is 300, and subtract Q1, which is the bottom of the box on the left, and that would be 100. So whenever you do 300 minus 100, you get 200. So the interquartile range, or the IQR, is 200. Number 2 asks us to find the interquartile range from the given box and whisker plot. So if we look at the box and whisker plot, and it's asking us for the interquartile range, or the IQR, we're going to need to find Q3 minus Q1. And so we got to find the top of the box and then the bottom of the box. So the top of the box would be between 35 and 40, so we could estimate it to be right in the center of 35 and 40. If you did 35 plus 40, you get 75. If you divided that by 2, you get approximately like 37.5. So we would be looking for something like that. So we'll round it to 38. All right, Q1 would be somewhere between 10 and 15, but honestly it looks like it's closer to 10 to me. So let's call it 11. So 38 minus 11, and when we do that we get 27. But remember, we were just kind of estimating where we thought the numbers possibly could be. So we want to go with something that's closest to 27. So C, 25, would be your answer. Number 2 says the box and whisker plot shows the profits of a software company in millions of dollars in the last 10 years. Find the median profit of the company. So if we're looking for the median of the company in this box and whisker plot, we're going to look for the line that is inside the box. So the median is going to be the line that's inside the box. So for this one, here's our box. The line in the middle is right here, and that corresponds with 15. So the median is going to be equal to 15 for this problem. Number 4 says the box and whisker plot shows the weekly practice hours of 2 baseball teams. Which of the following statements are true? So A says average median practice for team B is greater than team A. So if I'm looking for the median, that would be the value that's in the middle inside the box. So for team A, it appears to be about 5, and for team B, it's also 5. So that's not true because it appears that the medians are the same for team A and B. B says average median practice hours are the same for both teams, which is true. Let's look at the other two answers, though, just to see why they're incorrect. So C says upper quartile for Team A is less than the median for Team B. So the upper quartile is what we call, another way that we call the third quartile, or the Q3. So this one is saying the Q3 for Team A is less than the median for Team B. So the Team A Q3 would be up here at 10, and the median for Team B would be at 5. But this is saying that Team A's Q3, which is 10 in this case, is less than the median for Team B, which is 5. And so that's definitely not true, because 10 is not less than 5. D says average median practice hours for Team A is greater than Team B. We already discussed that and how they were exactly the same. 5 says the box and whisker plot shows the average speed of two cars in reaching a destination. Which of the following statements is true? So A says average median speed for car B is greater than car A. So we're looking for the value that's inside the box. So inside the box for Team B is right here. If each of these represent 10, then we would estimate it to be at about 80. So the median for car B would be 80. And the median for car A would be roughly, I would say, 65. So 80 is greater than 65, so we're probably going to go with this answer. Let's check out the other ones just to make sure. So B says average median speed is the same for both cars, but we can see that our median values here are definitely off from each other, so that's not true. Car B has a lower average median speed than car A, so the median for car B is definitely bigger, is further in the positive direction than car A, so that one's not true. D says lower quartile for car A is greater than the median for car B. So the lower quartile would be Q1, which is over here. In this case, it's probably somewhere around, let's see, that'd be 20, that'd be 30, somewhere around probably 35 or so. And we're saying that that's greater than the median for car B. Well, that's definitely not true. Just looking at our box and whisker plots. Six says the box and whisker plot shows the earnings in dollars of a daily wage earner. Find the range of his earnings. So to find the range, we talked about this for the past couple of days. The range is going to be the maximum value minus the minimum value. So when we're finding the maximum and minimums, we're going to look for the whiskers. So what is the point at the ends of outside our box? So the maximum value looks like it's probably about 200. And the minimum value looks like it's about 100. So that means that the range for this would be equal to 100. Number 7 says the box and whisker plot shows the weekly earnings of two different workers. Which of the following statements is true for the data? So A says lower quartile for worker B is equal to the median of worker A. So the lower quartile is here. The median for A is here. So because they're not in the same place, that means that they're not equal. All right. B says median of worker B is greater than the median for worker A. So the median for worker B is here around 125. The median for worker A is around 175. So that's not true. The range of worker A is greater than the range of worker B. So the range for A would be 250 minus 100, which would give us 150. And now we need to find the range for B to compare those. So the range for B would be the maximum, which is 200, minus the minimum, which is 75. So 200 minus 75 is 125. So the range of worker A is greater than the range of worker B is true. Let's check the other one just to be 100%. So the median of the data is the same for both the workers. So the median value of B is at 125. The median of A is at 175, so those are not the same.